Before you buy a new camera, watch this video to the end. Alright, so at least in my experience, there are three main things that you gotta consider when you're looking to buy a new camera. Number one is purpose. Something I think it's really important to ask yourself is what you're actually going to be using your camera for. Using my work camera for personal photography kind of blurs the line between the two. This really just puts unnecessary pressure on the session because I'm holding the same thing that I hold when I'm working. How others perceive your camera is also something that you might want to consider. If you're looking to take photos of your friends and family, they're going to respond very differently to a large mirrorless camera versus a small, cute point and shoot. Number two is feel. Feel includes size, weight, materials, how the buttons and dials feel, all of that. When I'm using my camera for work purposes, I really don't mind the extra weight of a larger body and lens. But when I'm just out and about and I'm having to fight with this large mirrorless camera in order to just capture a moment, a lot of the time I'll end up just bringing my phone out instead. So anecdotally, I brought my Sony a7 IV and two big, beautiful prime lenses to Europe. And I can count on one hand the amount of times that I took this camera out to shoot. There's also tactility, which may or may not matter to you. Fujifilm cameras, for example, are super popular, and part of the reason for that is that they have a very engaging manual experience. I mean, just look at the size of one of my Sony lenses compared to an entire camera, the Fujifilm X-T30. Number three, performance. Camera companies are really good at selling us on the latest and greatest features. More megapixels, faster autofocus, the whole bit. It's great. But the truth is that how easily the camera gets me those results does change the way I feel about the camera itself. My Sony a7 IV, again, is super reliable, which makes it fantastic for work. However, if I want fun, I do reach for the Fuji. This camera is quite a bit less automatic, and that ends up engaging me in the photo taking process a lot more. From that greater challenge, I end up with photos that I'm a lot more attached to, even though they might be a little bit less optically perfect. This whole journey is about trial and error for most of us. You just won't know ultimately how you feel about something until you try it out, whether that means in the store for 5 minutes or after a year of regular use. With all that being said, here are some of my favorite shots from my Fujifilm and my Sony cameras. Let me know which you prefer, and if you feel like I missed anything, definitely leave that down there as well. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.